afternoon, boys and girls. How are we today? Hope you're all well and safe. Now this is my next journal. It's Madame Millie's journal. Now this journal is set in about 1880s in England, in the low income area to where prostitution was well to do. Now I will put in a disclaimer that in this journal there are references to prostitution, sexual acts and murder. Just putting the disclaimer out there, as this journal is not exactly one that most people would go for, but if you have an open mind, it's all tongue-in-cheek. So let's get on with this journal. As you can see, it's wrapped up in some brown paper, smudged a little bit just to give it that age look. As we open up, whoops, what a great start. We have some dried roses and an ephemera piece. Now let's open this up. I'll just get this piece of paper off to the side. And here we go. As you can see, the front cover is in velvet with a little die cut and a dried rose. Now what I've done is I've used some glue to pour over it to give it that hardened look and a bit of a spider web, just to give it that extra sustainability so it's not so flimsy. On the spine we have some lace with some purple underneath and velvet on the back. There's two signatures, but there is also a separate little signature right in the middle. So let's get started, and I'll give you a little bit of a storyline as to what this is all about. Okay, see in the front cover here we have a little arsenic poison ephemera card. Now this is Madame Millie. She is the owner of the Deadly Sins Club. Now a little bit of a story about Madame Millie. When she was younger, her mother was a madam of an establishment, and unfortunately Millicent, which was her name, she would obviously be at the establishment with her mum, and unfortunately she was sold off to be a young prostitute herself. They were hard times back then. So from the age of 17, Millicent, or Millie, began her life as a prostitute. Now because of having a few not so nice gentlemen, she then began to get a disgust for them and wanted revenge. And at the age of 25, when her mother passed away, she then became the madam. Let's have a look. Here we have a bit of lace, a booklet with a map, and as you can see there are certain little cross marks And what would they be, you wonder? It'll explain a little bit further on in the journal. Now, Madame Millie was a very tough woman, but she was fair. And what she began to do is she would get her naughty, dirty seven ladies that were in this establishment, and she would get them to have certain gentlemen of aristocratic backgrounds, and they would lure them, tie them up, and then they would be chloroformed until they passed out, and then Madame Millie would come in and bring them into a separate room down in the basement. And then she would take care of these gentlemen down in the basement. Now, it has a little bit of a Sweeney Todd kind of reference, if you remember the movie Sweeney Todd, with the barber up the top and the lady baker on the bottom there. Same sort of thing along those kind of lines. But Madame Millie, she was like a sheep in wolf's clothing, as much as she was a well-known businesswoman, and she would have clients with a list a mile long. She was very, very cold-hearted and sadistic, and pent up with a lot of revenge. Now, as you will see, there will be different coloured laces along. Each colour goes to each lady. Now, there are 7 ladies in this journal. Ladies of the night, as they say. So let's meet them. Here's our first lady. Her name's Charlotte. And as you can see here, here's a brief description of Charlotte. And here is a cabinet card that I made of Charlotte. Charlotte the Harlot. And here we have a little bit of a description of Charlotte. And as you'll see, with each lady, there'll be a little bit of a calling card, as I would say. Just to give you a little bit of an idea of the types of ladies. I do apologise if this is a bit too much for some people, but it does pay to have an open mind. Here we are. A few stamps here and there. Some vellum. And here's our next lady. Her name's Harriet. And here's Harriet's cabinet card. And here is her little, well, you could basically say it's a business card, couldn't you? But they used to call her Dirty Harry. And that's Harriet. Now, these ladies would be well looked after by Madame Millie. And they would actually be willing to help out. Sounds sick and sadistic, I understand. But back in those days, a girl had to do what a girl had to do, so they say. Now, I've left quite a few blank pages for people to write in or make any notes. Now, here we have a little envelope, a little card in here. And here we also have what I would say is the first brochure. The 7 on the front, the 7 deadly sins. And here's an advertisement. Come and see the girls at the 7 deadly sins. And here's our next girl. Her name's Lillian. Here's Lillian's cabinet card. Angelic face. And here's a little bit of a calling card here for Lillian. I do apologise for my handwriting, it's quite shocking. And here's Lillian. Now here we are in the middle, and this is a little signature of its own. Now in here we have 4 little files. I will apologise for the glare. Now this one is all about a gentleman named Jasper Farrell. It says case file. CC, cold case. And here's a photo of Jasper. And some notes. I'll take this out, be able to explain that in a minute. Here we have another one. Now this is Sebastian Tilsbury, another case filed, and this is Sebastian with some notes. Here we have another one, Thomas Beaufort. Now this is Thomas. Striking young man. And here we have another one at the back. This is Percy Fitzgibbons. Let's have a look at Percy. Here's Percy. And a bonus. Quite a macabre looking photo there. Now, who are these gentlemen, you may wonder? Let's have a look in this little notebook that I pulled away. Now this is Madame Millie's little notebook that she kept track of all the counts. And as you can see, Madame Millie, owner of the Dirty 7 Gentlemen's Club. Here we have a VIP accounts list. Now notice some of the names. Thomas Beaufort, Jasper, Percy Fitzgibbons, Sebastian Tilsbury. Now this is a VIP account, so there were quite a few aristocratical gentlemen that would pay a visit to the Dirty 7. And Madame Millie would keep their accounts. Pays to do good business. Now this is where I would advise for sexual references. Have an open mind, tongue in cheek. Here we have a price list. Now payment was required up front. Now Madame Millie was very, very smart. And as you can see, there are a few references here. Open mind, people, open mind. It's all good fun. Now we have a little bit of a reference here. Now, by this time, Madame Millie was getting quite good at the getting away with things. Sleight of hand. Here's the list of her girls that she refers to as the Dirty Seven. 7 deadly sins. Here we have a little bit of a shopping list. Now, why would we have a shopping list? Bit of blood splatter. Here's a little bit more of a list. And a little comment down the bottom. They will all pay if they try to cross Millicent Webb. The end of their misbehaving. And she ended up turning out to be a little bit narcissistic and sadistic, didn't she? But back in that time, it's a hard life. Now, let's continue. We have little stamps down the bottom. Our next lady, her name's Fanny. And here's Fanny's little cabinet card. And here's a little calling card for Fanny. And that's all about Fanny. As you can see, here's a bit of a description about Fanny and her age. So some of the girls are actually quite young. Not exactly a job that they would have applied for, but sometimes you've got to make money somehow. Now here we have more open spaces. To right, some old vellum, these stamps, and here we have our next lady. Her name's Ada. This is Ada's cabinet card. Smile. And here we have a little bit of a calling card about Ada. A few more stamps. Some digital papers as well, as you've seen. And here's our next lady. Her name's Evelyn. Now, Evelyn is actually Lillian's sister. She's the older sister. And this is Evelyn. And here's a little bit about Evelyn. Now, Evelyn was the main one to help Madame Millie to chloroform the gentleman and also bring them down to the basement where they would actually torture them, kill them, and then dispose of them. Hence why she knows her way around a body. Here we come to our last lady, and her name is Matilda. And here's Matilda's cabinet card. A little bit about Matilda. There's a description about Matilda, one of the youngest ones. Oh, here we have my own little wax seal. Bit of lace. That's the end of the journal. Now again, I do apologize for any sort of reference that would make people uncomfortable and would come across as being quite inappropriate, but it pays to have an imagination. It's not hurting anybody. And here we go. This is Madame Millie's journal with the Dirty 7 ladies. Well, I hope you all take care, people. Please be safe with this pandemic. At the moment, we are on mandatory mask wearing. So hopefully everything will work itself out and it'll be a lot better. Please take care. Look after yourselves. If you like this, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. I try to upload every week, even though I've only just started. I'm still learning, so please bear with me. Take care, everyone. Bye.